You're watching Detroit's Dirty Deeds. When I was a little girl growing up in Detroit, in District 3, my world began on her front porch. Green, lush grass, tall, strong trees stretching toward a cloudless sky. A neighborhood alive with beauty. At 6 years old, I felt the presence of God in that stillness. But then, everything changed. The city of Detroit came and cut down every big, beautiful, healthy tree on every street. Trees that had stood for generations, gone. And after the trees fell, so did the corner grocery market. Suddenly, our convenience became gas stations and liquor stores. Small businesses faded out, and crime moved in. Then came the crack epidemic, a destruction so diabolical it swallowed our neighborhoods whole. We watched friends die. We watched others disappear into prison. We watched people we loved turn into shadows of themselves. One house emptied, then another, until whole blocks were left to rot. Then foreclosures, tax sales, and deed theft took our communities to abandonment, what they call blight. Our schools stopped being places of learning. They became pipelines, not to college, but to prison. Kids weren't being educated. They were being prepared to survive. And yet, Detroit is the birthplace of greatness, the Motor City, home of major S&P 500 companies, home of legends, actors, singers, innovators, a city anointed with talent. So, when I created the image of a city on fire, it wasn't easy, because I still remember the Detroit that raised me. But I also can't ignore the truth. A city that turns its back on the people who built it cannot prosper. Billions of dollars are flowing into Midtown and downtown. Major corporations, even Apple, are planting their flags here. Detroit is rising, but not for everyone. Because the people who endured the harsh winters of nothingness are not reaping the fruit. Instead, they're facing high energy bills, no reinvestment in long-standing homes, no support for small businesses, no meaningful increase in property value, higher taxes. And now, to add insult to injury, the city of Detroit is changing zoning laws to take property and its rights from residents in Districts 2, 3, 4, and 7 by force in the court of law. All for solar development that does not directly benefit the people who live here. Now we know exactly what the agenda was for us. They know we are in living, blighted, and low-income neighborhoods because the conditions were set long before any of us were born. Policies from the 1960s to now created the very environment they're exploiting today. And now, the harvest of a broken city is ripe. The chaos they engineered is now ripe for the taking. Properties for pennies on the dollar. Most of Detroiters left the city in large numbers. Marginalized people are pushed into affordable housing apartments. Families pushed out of the city they built. Detroit deserves better. Detroiters deserve better. And I'm here to tell the truth, because silence has never saved a community, but our voices still can. Thank you for watching Detroit's Dirty Deeds. Keep visiting, keep supporting. Together, we are building and strengthening a platform that refuses to stay silent.